Alright, let's keep it all the way real for a second. Out there on the internet, there are dudes saying stuff like, single moms are the bottom of the barrel in dating, or modern women are a waste of time. Sounds harsh, right? But here's the part nobody tells you. While those guys are busy talking trash, there are predators watching those same single moms, studying them, and turning that exact insecurity into a weapon. They're not just clowning single moms, they're hunting them. And that is where the real horror starts. Because once a romance scammer finds a woman who already feels like she's less than on the dating market, they don't just slide into her DMs, they slide into her deepest fears. They make her feel chosen, special, finally seen, and then they drain her dry, emotionally, financially, completely. This isn't just bad dating, this is financial murder dressed up as love. And if you think that could never be me, this episode is exactly for you. Stay with me till the end of this video because you're going to walk away with the exact tricks scammers use on single moms and divorced women, how they turn those bottom-of-the-barrel dating narratives into pure manipulation, the subtle red flags in texts, calls, and love bombing that most people miss, and how to protect yourself and your friends before some fake Prince Charming wrecks your bank account and your sanity. By the time we're done, you'll never look at a flirty DM the same way again. Now, to show you how dark this really gets, we're not talking theory today. We've got someone who lived this nightmare. Joining me on the podcast is Jenna Collins. She's 33, a single mom of one, and she's joining us from Austin, Texas. Jenna thought she'd finally met a guy who didn't see her as bottom of the barrel just because she had a kid. He told her she was wifey material. He FaceTimed her, talked about meeting her son, planned a future, the whole fairy tale. And while he was calling her queen, he was quietly emptying her savings, maxing out her credit, and leaving her with debts so bad she was scared to even check her bank app. Jenna, I really appreciate you being here and being willing to talk about this. Before we dive deep into the horror of what he did to you, can you give everyone a quick snapshot? Like, what was life actually like for you as a 33-year-old single mom in Austin, just trying to date in 2025?
Honestly, chaotic. I was working full-time, doing overtime when I could, and then coming home to mom mode. Homework, dishes, laundry, repeat. Dating felt like an extra job I was already failing at. Every app, every dude, it was always the same energy. Oh, you have a kid? Then either they ghost or they treat you like a side quest.
So you already felt kind of pushed to the bottom of the list before this guy even showed up?
Totally. You go on TikTok or YouTube and you hear dudes saying, single moms are bottom of the barrel, modern women are a waste of time. And even if you pretend it doesn't bother you, it gets in your head. I'd match with guys and think, he's probably already writing me off because I have a kid.
Yeah, and that's exactly the mindset these scammers love. So take us to the night everything changed. Where were you when you matched him?
I was on my couch, my son was finally asleep. Netflix was just background noise. I'm half doom scrolling, half swiping on this dating app, not even expecting anything. Then his profile pops up. He looked put together. Not like a gym selfie bro, more like business casual. Nice smile, decent bio, and the bio said, looking for something real. I respect women who've lived real life, not just party life.
So basically, he wrote that for you.
Exactly. I saw that real lifeline and my brain went, oh, he won't think I'm baggage. So I swipe right, instant match. Within like 30 seconds, he messaged me.
Fast. What did he say?
First message was, finally, a woman who looks like a grown-up, not a teenager. Then right after that, I read your profile. Single mom? Much respect. That's real strength, not something to settle for.
So he's hitting the exact insecurity you've been hearing online.
Yeah, I was so used to hiding the I have a kid part, or easing guys into it. With him, he brought it up first and praised me for it. That was the first hook. I felt seen.
How fast did it go from casual chatting to, like, deep emotional conversations?
Way too fast. First night, we're just joking around. By D3, he's sending me these long messages about how rare I am, how he wants a woman who already knows what commitment is because she's a mom. Then came the voice notes. His voice was calm, soft, kind of protective. He'd say, "I know guys probably see you as baggage, but to me that just means you're loyal. You don't run when things get hard."
That's textbook love bombing. At the time, though, what did it feel like?
It felt like a rescue. I'd put my son to bed, and then I'd get these "Goodnight, Queen" messages, or him checking if I eat, asking how my day went. It sounds silly now, but no one had ever cared about my day like that. Most guys just wanted to link after 10 p.m. when my kid was asleep.
So he's consistent, he's present, he's saying all the right things. When does he start talking future?
Super early. Within the first week, he's like, "I can already see us as a family. You, me, your son. I'd love to be that stable male figure for him." And if you're a single mom listening to that, you know how dangerous that sentence is. Because you're not just lonely as a woman, you're lonely as a parent.
So he's not just dating you, he's auditioning as future stepdad.
Exactly. He'd ask about my son's favorite games, his favorite food, talk about when I fly out and we all hang out. That's when he tells me he travels a lot for a business. Very vague. Import, export, high-level deals, that kind of talk. But he'd say, "I'm doing all this now so I can build a real future for us later."
And that future word, that's doing a lot of work there.
Yeah, because I wasn't just falling for him, I was falling for the movie in my head. Family dinners, vacations, someone else at the parent-teacher meetings. I didn't realize then that every sweet thing he said was just him measuring how far I'd go for that fantasy.
At this point, no money involved yet, just words, attention, and this perfect story.
Right, no money yet, but emotionally, he'd already moved in. He knew when I got paid, he knew I was stressed about daycare costs, he knew my rent, my hours, my routines. I thought I was just venting to my boyfriend. In reality, I was handing a scammer my entire blueprint.
And that right there is the setup. You think you're building trust, but really you're just giving them the keys. All right, let's get into the part where this perfect man stops being a dream and turns into a full-blown financial nightmare. Jenna, now we're going into the darkest part of this story. We've seen how he made you feel special, chosen, almost like a wife already. But now, walk us through it. When did "I love you" turn into "I need money"?
It started about a month into us talking every single day. That night, he called me sounding shaky, out of breath. He said, "Baby, I'm in trouble."
Trouble how?
He told me he was at an airport overseas, about to finally fly to the US to see me and my son, but he'd been stopped at customs. He said there was an issue with some investment goods he was shipping, taxes, paperwork, storage fees, and they wouldn't let him leave unless he paid these clearance charges. He told me he just needed to get through that night so he could get on the plane and come home to me. The amount? $3,000.
$3,000 on the very first ask?
Yeah, and it wasn't just the money, it was how he framed it. He said, "I'm so ashamed to even ask you for this. I'm a man, I'm supposed to protect you, but right now I need you to stand by me, just this once. After this, I'll make sure you never stress about money again." He turned it into a loyalty test.
So if you say no, it's like you're betraying the relationship.
Exactly. I told him, "I don't have that kind of money." He softened his voice and said, "Even half would help. This is our first real test as a couple. I need to know you're with me the way I'm with you." So I emptied my emergency savings. The money that was supposed to be for my son getting sick, the car breaking down, gone in one transfer.
What did you feel the second you hit send?
Terrified, but also proud. Like, this is what a real partner does. This is commitment. He sent this long message afterward. "You just proved you're my wife. I'll never forget what you did tonight." In my head, that meant he had to be real. Why would someone say that and still be fake?
But that was just the opening move.
Exactly. A few days later, there was another problem. He said the situation was more complicated than he thought. Suddenly, there were new fees, extra taxes, warehouse charges, late penalties. Every few days, something new went wrong. $1,500, $2,000, $4,000. The numbers kept going up, and so did the drama.
How did he pressure you?
He rotated 3 things: love, guilt, and fear of abandonment. If I hesitated, he'd get hurt and distant. Maybe I was wrong trusting a woman again. Maybe women only want the good times, not the struggle. If I cried or panicked, he switched to super loving. Baby, I know this is hard. Once this is over, I'll put everything in your name. You won't need those extra shifts again. I'll take care of you and your son. Every time my logic woke up, he threw a bigger dream at me.
How far did it go? How much did you end up giving?
First, all my savings. Then I cashed out part of my retirement. After that, I opened 2 credit cards. He helped me apply. He sent links, coached me on what to put, told me what would look best to the bank. I thought he was just being supportive. What I was really doing was handing him my entire financial blueprint.
So this wasn't just about money anymore. He had your identity too.
Yeah. He asked for a photo of my ID, a selfie holding it, my digital signature. His excuse? So I can invest in your name too. We're building a future together. I want everything legally tied to us as partners. It sounded romantic. In reality, with that information, he could open accounts, take loans, do anything, all under my name.
At the peak of this nightmare, how much were you in for?
When I finally added everything up, it was close to $600,000. That's savings, retirement, maxed out credit cards, personal loans. And then I took a line of credit on my house, the one thing I thought I could leave my son. I put it on the line for a man I had never physically seen in my living room.
$600,000. For someone who had never actually crossed your front door.
Yeah. And the scariest part wasn't just the number. It was how, little by little, I stopped thinking. I wasn't asking, does this make sense? The only question in my head was, if I stop helping, he can't come home. If he can't come home, I lose my family before it even exists.
Did he ever show his true colors when you couldn't send money?
There was one moment I'll never forget. My card got declined at the grocery store. I couldn't pay for basic food. I told him, I literally don't have anything left. I couldn't even buy groceries. He went ice cold. He said, so all this time, you never really believed in us. After everything I shared with you, you can't push just a little harder? And then the line that still haunts me. Maybe you're just another single mom statistic, used in weak.
The same stereotype he protected you from in the beginning, he used it to crush you in the end.
Exactly. That was the real horror. He didn't just rob my money, he robbed my self-worth. He took every wound society throws at single moms, bottom of the barrel, baggage, desperate, and turned them into weapons to control me.
And even after all of that, he still wasn't done. In the next part, Jen is going to share the final money request, the one that exposed everything, and the exact moment this fairy tale romance died in a single message. Stay with us. This is where the mask finally comes off. Jenna, we've sat with you through the build-up and the nightmare, but every horror story has that moment where the monster finally shows its real face. Walk us into that moment. When did everything snap and you realized this was all a lie?
It was the final request. The one that was supposed to fix everything. He called me one afternoon, and this time, he actually sounded happy. He said, baby, I'm at the airport, I'm boarding. I'm finally coming home to you and your son.
So this is it, the big reunion moment you've been waiting for.
Yeah, my heart was pounding, I was shaking. Then he goes, there's just one last thing. I need $30,000 for the final clearance fee. Once that's paid, I'm on the plane. Tonight, I'm in your arms.
$30,000 for a guy who's supposedly already at the gate.
Exactly. But my brain was so deep in the fantasy, I almost did it. I was sitting at the kitchen table, opening banking apps, trying to figure out what else I could sell, who I could borrow from. And then my son walked in. He saw me crying and said, "Did I do something wrong?" That sentence cut through everything.
What hit you in that moment?
I saw it all at once. I saw the unpaid bills. I saw the empty fridge. I saw how many nights I'd ignored my kid because I was glued to my phone, saving our future man. And I heard myself about to ask my own mother for money, for a man who had never even FaceTimed with my son. So for the first time in months, I said no.
What did you tell him?
I said, "I don't have it. I can't do this anymore. I've given you everything." Silence. Long, heavy silence. Then his voice changed. Cold. Flat. He said, "So you're really going to throw us away over $30,000 after everything I've done, after all my sacrifices?" I repeated, "I don't have it." And that's when the mask finally came off.
What did he say?
He snapped, "You were never serious. You're just like every other woman. Talk about loyalty, but can't sacrifice when it matters." Then, the line that still haunts me. "Don't come crying to me when you realize what you've lost." And then, call ended. Account locked. Every profile gone.
Just like that. Months of love gone in seconds.
Yeah. The man who said he'd die for me didn't even say goodbye. No, "Are you okay?" No, "We'll figure it out." Nothing. The second the money stopped, the relationship ended.
That's when you knew.
That's when it hit me like a truck. If it was real love, losing money would have made us closer, not ended everything. If it was real, he'd say, "Forget the fees, we'll figure it out." Instead, he vanished. Because the only thing he ever loved was my wallet.
And the second horror hits. Not just what you lost, but what he still has.
Exactly. I realized he had my ID, my address, my selfies, my digital signature, my banking habits. I didn't just lose $600,000. I handed a criminal a complete starter pack to destroy my entire financial life.
So what's the lesson here? For every viewer listening, especially the ones thinking, that could never be me.
Lesson 1. Scammers don't look like villains. They look like your dream partner. They study you, your insecurities, your TikTok feed, your trauma, and then perform the exact role you're starving for. Lesson 2. Real love doesn't need your bank account to prove itself. The second money becomes a test of love, you're not in a relationship, you're in a transaction. Lesson 3. If you're hiding the relationship from friends and family because they won't understand, that's a red flag, not romance. If you can't tell your best friend what you're sending and why, you probably already know it's wrong.
And for single moms specifically?
Don't let the internet convince you you're bottom of the barrel. That lie is the hook. The second you believe you're unworthy, anyone who calls you queen can walk straight into your bank account. Your value is not measured in how much you're willing to sacrifice for a stranger. It's measured in how well you protect yourself and your kids.
That's powerful. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just your horror story. It's a warning. To everyone watching, if any part of Jenna's story feels uncomfortably familiar, pause, question it, talk to someone in real life before you send a single dollar. Jenna, thank you for turning your most painful chapter into a lesson that might save someone else's entire life. Now, for everyone still here, don't click away. We're about to break down the red flags you might be missing in your own DMs. If Jenna's story punched you in the gut even once, don't just sit there and move on with your day. Right now, while you're watching this, someone out there is getting the exact same "Good morning, beautiful" message from the exact same kind of predator. And the only difference between them and you might be whether this video shows up in their feed. So here's what I want you to do right now. subscribe to Romance Scam Podcast. Not as a favor to us, but as protection for yourself. Every week, we drop real stories, real victims, real screenshots, real red flags. You're basically building a shield around your heart and your bank account. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so the next time a scammer slides into your DMs, you'll recognize the script before they ever get close to your money. Share this video with one person you care about. Your mom, your sister, your best friend, that coworker who just started talking to a too perfect guy overseas. Send it to them and just say, "Watch this before you send anyone money." You have no idea how many scams never happen simply because someone saw a story like Jenna's at the right time. Like this video if you want YouTube to push this warning out further. That one tap tells the algorithm, this isn't just drama, this is important. The more you interact, the more people get warned before they lose their savings, their house, their kids' future. Drop a comment below. Red flag I noticed. This part hit me the hardest. Or even, I think I might be in something like this, what should I do? We read the comments. Other survivors read the comments. You might get the reality check or the support that saves you.
And I want to say this to whoever's still watching. If my pain can stop just one person from going through what I did, then it wasn't for nothing. So please, subscribe, share, talk about this. Don't let my mistake repeat in your family.
If you're still here, that means you care about protecting yourself and the people you love. Don't stop now. When this video ends, go watch another story on this channel. Hear how these scammers change their scripts, their accents, their sob stories, but always chase the same thing, your money. Your next step is simple. Subscribe, share this, hit like, leave a comment. Then binge the next episode of Romance Scam Podcast and turn these horror stories into armor for your real life. Because the one scam you see coming is the one that never gets to ruin you.